Hi, Tony Zahn from Summit K12 here. Thanks for joining this video. In this video, I want to highlight the features of Summit K12's dynamic science, specifically designed for emergent bilingual learners. Our initial product that we launched 9 years ago now is a Telpress product for emergent bilingual students to accelerate their English language development. We are experts in helping emergent bilingual students be successful because we believe at Summit K12 that all students can be successful. So let's jump in and look at some of those features that you'll see that will help your emergent bilingual students be successful in science. When I log in, I see this homepage. If you need a login, please look in the playlist for the proper video. It'll tell you how to get your personal login for the system. I'm going to click on My Courses, and I like to mix up the grade level I select. I'm going to go to third grade for this one. Third grade. And I'm going to click on Science Literacy Vocabulary Mastery, the third button. The first piece I want to show you is differentiated science writing. So you'll notice that we have themes down the left side, and we include that audio because we know that our newcomers need that audio support. Let's look at matter, and let's look at the difference between a prompt at the beginning level and a prompt at the advanced high level. Now, although these are identified for English language proficiency levels, they can be used for any student. You have a student that's struggling in writing, they can get a lower level. You have a student that is advanced in writing, they get a higher level, all using the same picture prompt with different written prompts at varying levels of complexity. So let's look at the beginning. You see there's an image, and it's relevant, matter at the state fair, pictures that students should be familiar with. All of the vocabulary is labeled, and the prompt is, what foods do you see in the photo? Describe what each food is like. Begin your answer with. It even includes a sentence starter there, knowing that your students might need that level of support if they're beginning writers. That is the beginning level. The second question gets a little bit more challenging. What is inside the balloons? Again, there's a sentence prompt, right? So we're getting at the idea of matter, and that food is matter, and that we can describe it using its properties. And the second question, a little bit more challenging. Let's go back and look at what it is at advanced high. You'll notice that it's the same prompt. It's the same picture, rather, the same picture prompts, but now the written prompt is a little bit more challenging. After you bake the pretzels, you can change them. Can you change them back again? Explain. It starts with a sentence starter. It has text to audio speak. A place for them to type their response. Let's look at the second question. It's a little bit more challenging than the first prompt. We're still looking at the same picture prompt. What changes happen when the fireworks explode in the sky? That is what our differentiated writing looks like. Good not only for emergent bilingual students, but for all students at all different various levels of writing. Now I want to go back to the home page for third grade. And click on Teacher Resources to show you two more features. I'm going to click on Supplemental Resources across the top. And I'm going to come over here to the left side. I'm going to click the drop down under Science Literacy. And I want to show you Newcomer, Multilingual Newcomer Lessons. So when you have newcomers, they have little to no English, maybe a little conversational English, but you know what their level is. They need an opportunity to connect to your content. So we're going to stick with properties of matter. Let's look at the ebook. You can see that this ebook is written at a very low primary level. It identifies the nouns, the verbs, and the adjectives. Places where they can interact with the content. Look here, drop-down menus so that they can select the answer. Much less scary for a newcomer. Uh, I can pick something out of a list instead of having to type it out of my head. That's what the ebooks look like. There's a vocabulary review. And our vocabulary review, look, has a pull-down menu again. Vegetable is green if I get it wrong. It tells me the right answer. It also gives me text to speech. Listening is an important skill as they're emergent bilingual newcomers. Let's look at, I went back to this screen, newcomer lessons. I want to click on this button right here, Science Foundation Newcomer Lesson Guide. We're going to stick with properties of matter. I'm going to open the teacher's guide. And look at what we have, 11 languages plus Spanish plus English. Let's see what's here for Arabic. Now these are just a few foundational pieces. This is properties of matter. We're going to see that there's a word list with the English and the Arabic. There's a study guide with pictures to sort and blanks to fill in Arabic. And of course, there's a key so that you could check their work, or you could send this home and parents could check their work. What a great parental involvement activity to speak to those students and families that are new to the country. You'll also notice not only included in Spanish, in addition to the word list, we also have flashcards, because we know that a great number, not all of them, but a great number of our emergent bilingual students are Spanish speakers. We have some flashcards for Spanish. So on this page, we have our newcomer lessons, like I showed you, for different categories. Look at all those different topics that we have. Supplemental resources, science literacy. Let's look at the Spanish cognates now. We just looked at the newcomer lessons. That includes the foundational lessons in 11 languages plus Spanish and English with teacher supports, plus the lower level ebooks written at a very fundamental basic level for newcomers, Spanish cognates. There are many cognates, words that sound the same in Spanish and English. We're going to stick with our matter and energy theme. Let's look at this first set. You do have a list of the cognates for matter and energy, so there's a list for you and for students. But students get the opportunity to hear and to listen and to speak. Text to speech, then in the second question, they get to hear and they get to record. Their voice. You can go back and listen to that recording. Now, you could use this in your science class when you have brand new newcomers, if you have emergent bilingual or ESL support, or time set aside, and I know schedules vary, you can share this with those support teachers to work with students. What an opportunity for students to hear and practice speaking those Spanish words that are similar to English words aligned to the content in science. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed the emergent bilingual supports that we have. We are truly passionate about our emergent bilingual students and all students being successful in science. If you have any questions about how we support learners with special needs, please reach out and give me a call, a text, or an email. If I'm your representative, I'll be happy to connect with you. If I'm not, I'm happy to answer your questions and connect you with your representative.